Cowboy Jim here in Fort McMurray. What a joy to be back with you. I've had 6, 7 days where my laptop was not working, and I finally took it to Staples, and they have a whiz kid there. Well, he fixed it in about 5 minutes, and I I asked him about editing. He said, "Sure, no trouble." He would hook me up with someone from Bulgaria or something that edits videos. And he said, all you have to do is, he listed a bunch of stuff. I said, man, I can't do that. Like, I can't do that. I said, I put an arrow in the chest of a mountain lion that was running at my cousin. I got on horses for years that anyone should have been able to ride, and I couldn't, as evidenced by how quickly they put me off. And I, I realize that I have certain limitations, shall we say, on what I can and cannot do, and I try to walk in them. And but my wonderful old Dodge truck's still not up and running, and a friend, he I've never allowed myself to have a friend who would just say, if you need go somewhere, give me a call. And it's so strange, even in Fort Mac, like it's a distance to walk to the grocery store, and I don't like walking, and rather run a old Dodge truck or ride a horse. But I I have lived my life uh, alone, no matter were I in a crowded room or in a marriage relationship. There was always an aspect of myself that I was alone, and pretty much was. And it is such a novel idea to have friends. I've never had friends like that. I've had good friends, and if you asked, they would help you out. But I I grew up being uh, the only person who hitchhiked and wouldn't put their thumb out there because I wouldn't ask for help. And I think it's a character flaw on my part. Perhaps it is, quite possibly. So I'm kind of rambling here, just doing this video and going to verify if the machine is working. It worked at Staples. I'm sure it is now. I have become, shall we say, a little introspective um, over the years, and I have tried to understand what makes me me, what makes me tick. Well, the love of God, of course, and the caring for people who either can't care for themselves or don't know how. I just do that sort of thing. But I've never spent very much time um, caring about me, myself, and I. And I'm not sure that I like the caring for myself very much at all. Um, Perhaps I'll change. Perhaps time will play a role in that. Perhaps I'll learn, and perhaps it's my pride that has stood in the way of letting people get to know me. I'm not really certain, and but it's the way I have always been. Um, had a wonderful guy who I've watched at various jobs over the last several years. And he was getting off the bus one day. We were working in the same mine. There was one further up north, and as he went by my chair, I asked him how he was doing and so on. And he said, "Jim, you are an anomaly." And I thought, there are not very many words that I stumble and struggle over. My vocabulary's pretty good. Mentioned misspent youth reading the Webster's Dictionary when I was a kid. And I had to look that up, and it had something to do with you are what is not expected. And I guess I have a bit of a rugged exterior, and I tried to meld that rugged exterior into what my heart is, so that my exterior won't play as dominant a role in how people perceive me to be. And I have spent my life not allowing people to see me, to get to know me. And I am realizing that the risk of that is kind of like Garth Brooks' song, The Dance. Um, if you don't take the risk, um, you will never accomplish anything. You don't take the risk, put yourself somewhat at risk, you won't know the excitement of the unexpected. And and the dance was way more than that. But I mean, first video in a while, I won't wax too eloquent, even if I could. But I am coming to the place where, though I don't know how to do it myself personally, I don't know how to open myself up to people to let them see who and what I am. I I'm very open about what I care about, that being the welfare of others, and I care about availing myself to others in order to encourage them to consider, what if there is a creator, so on and so on. I'm totally convinced, okay? But I've sought all my life a gentle approach. Um, my voice does not sound gentle. Uh, that's because my voice box is crushed on one side, crushed closed. The other side is normal. The throat surgeon, uh, back about 6 or 8 years ago, 8 years ago, uh, when I went to him, he asked what happened. I told him, and he scoped my throat, and he said, "I can't fix that, Jim." And I said, "Well, uh, I will just get used to it. Uh, Better than sounding uh, too soft, uh, so on." And but my presentation is more rugged than I am rugged. I care. I care about people. I care for people. I just have spent my whole blessed life not letting people get to know who and what I am, hope to be. And, oh, perhaps I will learn better, but it's she's an uphill struggle, I'll tell you. I do hope that in eternity that the flaws that I have, there are enough of them, trust me, will self clarify almost, where the things that I am concerned about revealing about myself um, will all be exposed. And I believe in heaven, we will know uh, everything that each other is thinking of. I hope that's the case. I won't have to learn to verbalize, it'll be self evident. So, not sure why we did this subject matter, but if there is someone out there who can relate to what I just said, know this: God loves you. You don't have to be perfect because you can't. It's not possible. But if you're available to people, to God, to those who are wounded, hurting, the time well may come when you are wounded and hurting, and perhaps you are already. Perhaps as me, as I, might not be in a rush to ever let anyone know that. I never would. I hardly ever in my lifetime ever ask anyone to pray for me. I always thought that was between God and I. And but perhaps these years of being sequestered away by myself may well have been of benefit to me. So I hope and pray that you're having a good day, that life for you is worth the living, that you will learn, as I pray I learn, when to share your heart and when not to. For me, it's to learn when to. And it may well take a fair bit of time. And but fortunately, while we're still breathing, we have that time. We have some time. Perhaps it's going to be enough time. Well, God bless you. Most sincerely, God bless you. The greatest help that I have had in my life is a quiet, deep seated knowledge that God truly chose to love me and that He does. And I don't have to do anything to earn it, but reverentially, I honor God because He first loved me. So you may be in a position in life where you might well think you don't have anyone that loves you. And you may not have anyone on earth who is human that loves you. But know this, God loves you. And that's a fact. So God bless you. I'm going to check this out and see if this thing's recording. God bless you.